Hey everyone, the Canadian Geekcast is here in busy San Diego. We all made the trip down. It's all excited for it. We're ready for Comic-Con. We just gotta find the line.
God, it's so hot out. It's like Canada Day weekend out here. 83 degrees humidity? No way.
Hey, young man. Can you help me? I've lost my priceless gold ring that proves I'm a royal descendant of the crown of kings. If you help me, I'll share my kingdom's riches with you.
Oh wow, you poor old man. That's horrible. Let's go find that ring, and afterwards, we'll get you some Hawaiian pizza. It's a Canadian delicacy. You must be starving.
Oh, what? Oh, thank you, young man. My chariot is just down the alley over there.
Whoa, Dennis. I wouldn't go over to that guy. He looks a little sketchy.
What are you talking about? Sure, he looks a little dirty, but that doesn't mean he's sketchy. I'm a pretty good judge of character. Plus, old people love me.
Alright, so the convention center must be around here somewhere. Excuse me, sir. We're looking for the convention center where Comic-Con is.
Hey, screw off, you damn Canadians. Go back to Canada land.
Whoa, oh my god. That's not nice at all.
Did you hear that? That's a reference.
Guys, what the hell are you doing in that freezer box? Get out of there, let's go. Wait, where'd all the beer go?
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. This is episode 17 of the Canadian Geekcast, and today I'm joined by Steve.
Hello.
And Dennis.
Hey, yo.
And making his triumphant return is Josh.
Shazam!
Welcome back,
Miss
buddy.
me. Hey, thank you.
We did miss you.
You guys have shitty schedules.
Yeah, it's only like we were keeping it consistent.
Yeah. At least you guys are all in the same time zone.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
true.
I've been busy. It's been life.
Those adult responsibilities, eh?
Yeah.
Like this album.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning into this podcast for the first time, each week we like to get together to discuss everything from the latest video game news to film and TV. We pretty much are available everywhere you can find your podcasts, including YouTube. That gets done automatically. And we try to go live every Tuesday, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way. But I'd say we're pretty consistent. If you do like what you hear, please leave us a review on Podbeam, iTunes, Spotify, wherever. You can also send us an email with your comments to CanadianGeekCST@gmail.com, and we may even read them on the next show. So if you listened to last week's episode, you'll have heard that we did a contest. It was a fairly simple entry requirement. You just had to, what did you have to do? Did you have to retweet?
Quote tweet.
Quote tweet, that's what it was, yeah. And provide us with a question. So I think, Steve, you've got our winning entry for us, do you not?
I do. So this entry comes way of our winner, Ian Matties, or @imenchie on Twitter. He asks, if you could take one game that is not part of a franchise and turn it into a franchise, what would it be?
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
It's a good question. It's a really good one.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Dennis, go first.
I'm still trying to think of one.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
A game that I would love to see actually get turned into a bit of a franchise would be the Recore game. That was available, that Xbox One exclusive.
Yep.
It's love that. Like it's kind of like an action RPG, and I think it would be really neat to kind of expand on that game and really expand on it and everything. So that would be really cool to actually see. To have seen it turn into a franchise. I don't know if it's going to. These gamers are fickle. They want something new. They get something new, then they complain it's too new and want something old again.
Right.
Bloody gamers. So that's for me, Recore.
Quick aside though, did it set itself up for future games?
Yeah, I think
did?
so.
I
honest,
played it, but I didn't
didn't
beat it.
I didn't finish it myself either.
Okay.
I'm actually planning on restarting it now that it's got the 4K update and X1X enhanced.
Mm-hmm.
But like I absolutely loved it. But no, I didn't finish it, so I don't know. But Josh, you said that it kind of did.
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely setting itself to be a new franchise and possibly even the next face of the Xbox brand. I think, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
it was mixed. It was met with some pretty mixed reviews from people.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
But that doesn't mean anything. It's not like we haven't seen mixed review games come back blazing. I mean, look at Red Dead Revolver, right?
Sure.
Yeah, good point. Josh, what would your answer be?
BMX Triple X. No, I'm just kidding. I keep going back to Enslaved. That I just I love, or you know
That's
what?
good.
Even Hellblade would be another good one. I would say.
Sweet, yeah.
So those would be my two, but I really there's something about Enslaved. Like, I hope it comes to Xbox One compatibility because I'm gonna get it again. I think I really want to play it again. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been one of those games that it stuck with me, and it still continues to stick with me. And every now and then, when I have to think about something that never got a sequel, that's always the first thing that pops to mind. So,
yeah, that's true. Steve, what's your answer?
Mine is Sunset Overdrive.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Fun game.
I would put this as one of the best Xbox IPs of this generation. I know Insomniac's moved past it, went on to doing Spider-Man, obviously. They're going to see a lot of success from that, but there was just something about that game, the way you could move in it, the way it didn't take itself too seriously. It was bright, it was colorful, it was a little, punk rock in its own aesthetic. I loved it, and I would really like someone, if not Insomniac, to go back to it at some point.
Did they release a 4K for 1X on that?
I don't believe so.
Damn.
But yeah, I was just going through the Ultimate Game Sale that's going on Xbox right now, and I saw it up there again with like the season pass, and just like for people who haven't played that game, I really, really suggest you go and try it out.
So much fun.
Yeah,
I picked it up. I think it was on Games for Gold at one point.
probably.
It was one of the Games for Gold titles. So
Yeah,
it's in my library, along with like 200 other Xbox One games that I haven't even looked at yet.
it's just got such great traversal in it, right? You can jump from point A to point B, parkour everywhere. Weapons are just crazy.
Nice.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Dennis, do you have your answer?
Not really, but I have one on my head because I was like looking through my whole trophy list. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of games that already have sequels or upcoming sequels. Like the first one I just saw was like Horizon. That's gonna get a sequel, so there's no point saying that. So I was thinking maybe going back to PS2 and maybe some JRPGs that got their one chance and didn't get another chance. So the only one that came to mind was Rogue Galaxy, which is it's a very like space soap opera game. It's JRPG-ish. It's a really good game if you ever get a chance. Like I think you can play it on PS4. It's a PS2 classic. It's just like one of those games that I remember fondly during the PS2 era. It had a good story, some twists and turns, and it was just like one of those JRPGs where you just you gather up your gang through your adventures trying to find this like I can't remember it, but it was like this huge treasure that was on this planet that nobody could get to, and in the end you get to it, but then you find out there's like really no treasures. Like the treasure was like inside of the main character all along. It was one of those cheesy stories.
I was gonna say it's one of those.
Yeah.
The treasure is friendship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, congrats, Ian. You've won your choice of game. We will be in touch, and we'll get that all coordinated with you. So.
Yay, Ian!
Congrats, Ian.
Good job.
Woohoo!
And with that out of the way, we're going to dive into, well, really, we only have one big topic today. If you didn't figure out what it was based on our little skit at the beginning, you need to listen better.
What?
I think we're going to dive into that right now.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
So, if you were not aware, San Diego Comic-Con was going on. We got a whole ton of trailers for movies and TV series that are coming out. Like it was absolutely ridiculous. And some of these look pretty awesome. Why don't we pick like the one that we're most excited for? We'll kind of talk about those first.
That's tough, man.
I know.
Tall order.
It's gonna be a tough one. Yeah. Who wants to go first with this one?
I'm gonna drop it, and I'm gonna say Shazam.
Yeah.
It looks
that was a standout for me.
Yeah, it was. It looks. I'm not a big Shazam guy. I mean, I remember watching the cartoon as a kid, and I'm not a huge Zachary Levi fan. Although I don't dislike the guy, I don't know much of his work. I don't have a lot of experience to his body of work. But when I saw, I never watched it.
I just know he's Chuck. I've never seen it either.
No, okay. I wasn't sure when I first heard about it. I'm like, okay, he's not very big, and Shazam is a pretty big dude. And then they showed the first pictures, and he looks, artificially inflated, but whatever. It happens, right?
He's not that jacked?
He's not that jacked, no. He's no Henry Cavill, we'll say, or Chris Hemsworth. But I don't know, the trailer just kind of grabbed me, man. Like, it just looks like it's going to be so much fun. Like, I thought it was great because you got Zachary Levi as Shazam, who is Billy Batson's alter ego, I guess you say. And he just kind of, he exudes this sort of boyish sort of charm in that role, which I think was really, really cool. Like, that, my favorite part is they're walking out and they got a handful of like junk food, and this cute chick walks by and he goes, "Hey, what's up? I'm a superhero."
Yeah. I think he nailed based on the trailer, he nailed the role of a kid being a superhero, but he's an adult, obviously.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, I don't know, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And I think it's also a really nice change of pace coming from the DC movies. They're all like very dark, gritty. They're trying to be as realistic as possible. So them having this playground to play in, I think it's going to be, I think it, for all intents and purposes, this could be their turn like Guardians of the Galaxy was for Marvel. Could be this breakout where it's a relatively unknown character. Not a lot of people know of Shazam, like you do, like Flash and all that. And they just have this chance to break free and have a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, I still take issue with your comment about the dark, gritty thing on the DC side, because it always was like that.
Yeah, I think like the DC movies in general, there's been like this transition since Batman versus Superman came out, and like they've been trying to make them lighter. Like Wonder Woman is like the standout of all those DC movies. I like Man of Steel, but not a lot of people agree with me. I'm fine with that, but
I liked Man of Steel.
I think Man of Steel was the best one.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to be like the only one who really liked it.
No, man.
Okay. Anyway, there's been this transition with the the DCEU, and like they've been trying to make them more funnier, and like Justice League was kind of forcing it, and Shazam is like looking like a really great movie. It's like one of those characters that you don't really hear a lot about. Like, I think I was introduced to him in like one of those DC animated movies. I think
probably.
Justice League War, and like Shazam is one of those characters that the popular mass majority don't have any idea who this character is.
No.
And showing it off in this trailer is just a good way to like it looks like one of those movies where this could be a new era for the DC movies, because like we have Aquaman, and we also have Wonder Woman coming out next year as well. So they have a good slate of movies coming out, and I'm looking forward to how they pan out as well. So this movie is just a good gateway to getting to that. as well as Aquaman coming out in a couple of months as well. So I'm very excited for this movie. It's looking really good.
Mm-hmm.
I had never actually really heard of Shazam up until just recently. I've honestly, growing up, I wasn't too big into comic books. I didn't really have too many, so it's only been in probably the last 10 or so years that I've really kind of been diving into this entire world of of comic books and superheroes and everything. I mean, I know of lots of them, but
Have you heard of
no,
Spider-Man?
Shazam? Who?
Spider-Man.
That's the most ridiculous superhero name I've ever heard of.
More than Shazam?
Yeah. It's is this the sequel to Kazam, that Shaq movie? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, perfect. But yeah, when I watched the trailer, like this looks like it's a movie where it's every kid's dream that they suddenly get superpowers, and it just looks so much fun. I was laughing watching through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm actually quite excited for this, and I really hope that this isn't one of those movies where they show all the best parts in the trailers and then the rest of the movie falls flat, because that happens.
We also have to
often than
remember
not.
that Suicide Squad had an incredible trailer.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was,
So
That's not
dancing
top
around
trash
a little
fest.
bit.
as far as I'm gonna hold my reservations for the movie, I think based solely on the trailer, I think that they have something working for them.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that The Rock is already scheduled to play Black Adam.
Right.
And he's part of the DC universe, and he's very much he's the main bad guy for Shazam. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that plays out, because The Rock is very funny, but he's like, Black Adam's not a very funny guy. So it'd be awesome
Very
to see how
serious.
that works out. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So Dennis, what was your what was the one trailer that really kind of stuck out for you? Maybe
I like comic book movies, but I think the one that really stuck out, I don't even know what I'm saying. That stood out for me. But that stood
So excited
Stuck
you can't
out?
even get it out.
It's so good I can't even form words in my mouth.
Yeah.
The trailer that I really loved was definitely Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's
Hype.
yeah. So for people who don't know, so this is a continuation of the Dragon Ball Super anime that ended earlier this year after 133 episodes, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
That's nothing, actually. It's nothing.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a continuation of that. They're introducing Broly again, but this time he's, actually
Part of canon.
part of the canon story. So there was 3 other Broly movies, but they just, they just made those just for popularity sake, I guess. And they're not bad, but the first Broly movie was okay, and then just got worse and worse when you get Bio Broly taking on 2 kids and a woman. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they also did other movies with Cooler and these other side characters
Yeah.
that never
No.
actually made their way into
No.
the canon. So
Yeah,
it's cool
at best they're only in video games, and that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah, it looks really good. It's going for this all the big players. So it's Goku versus Broly, Vegeta versus Broly, and Frieza versus Broly, because I'm not gonna spoil anything from Super, but he was wished back by the Dragon Balls, so he's alive again. So because he died so many times, and it's just this big monster of a, because Broly is basically Super Saiyan plus Hulk. So it's
He's
one
a
of
big
those.
dude.
He's a big dude. He's overpowered all the time. It's just gonna be. It's just one of those movies that looks good. I hope it's better than the last movie they did when they brought back Frieza again. He's back so many times.
They have Freezies?
No, Frieza. It's a character.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like a really good movie.
I follow you, Dennis.
Yeah, I know it. I know the other two are we don't know what you're talking about.
We don't. Well, at least I don't. I mean, maybe Matt does.
I've only
We're
watched
old.
a little bit of the first Dragon Ball, and I've seen clips from Dragon Ball Z, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Looks good. It's coming out this December in Japan, and I think it's coming North America in January. So it's not that far away.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then your Twitter feed will probably be exploded with Dragon Ball instead of Yakuza.
Let's not say that. Let's not. Because Yakuza Kiwami 2 is coming out late August, so you're gonna hear a lot of stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus the movie's far away from now, so got time.
Good point.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
got
good
time.
point. That's
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
yeah. Steve, what was yours?
Mine was the Glass trailer.
Oh yeah.
That looks awesome, man.
I'm really stoked for this. Ever since that stinger at the end of Split, where you see Bruce Willis in the cafe, and then you realize, whoa, he actually did it. 10 years or however long M. Night Shyamalan went back to the Unbreakable series, and then I think pretty close after that, he confirmed, like, I'm gonna conclude this whole series with a trilogy based on Glass. And we finally got our first trailer. Seems really neat. Glass is playing like the puppet master, playing against James McAvoy's I can't remember his name, or one of his personalities' name, Beast. Yeah. Just based on the colors in it, like when they're all in the insane asylum sitting next to each other, and you have like the color profiles with each one, looks really good. I just love the trailer front to back. I think it's really cool. I do enjoy Sarah Paulson. She's a good actress.
She is. Here's I don't know, that trailer is kind of confusing a little bit, but I mean, that's M. Night Shyamalan, and I'm really hoping that he gets back to form with this one. Like, I thought he did great with Split. With this one, it could go either way. I feel like I'm a little nervous for this movie, but I'm super excited to see it at the same time. Like, I hope it's not some sort of lame cop-out finish. Like, The Village was kind of a bit of a cop-out finish.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. Like, yeah, I don't know. They just kind of somehow, like, I hope they bridged the movies though, because they're in the insane asylum, as you mentioned, and Sarah Paulson's talking. She's like, you guys think you're all superheroes or whatever to that effect, right? So
Right.
Like, at what point did they get Bruce Willis, and what point did they, get everybody there together? And I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out, man.
Yeah. I was actually I was reading a funny Reddit thread this morning, actually, and they were talking about how it would be interesting to see if at the end of Glass there was a setup for expanding the universe even further into some of M. Night's other films, like, say, someone from like Joaquin Phoenix's character from Signs or something like that, to that effect, to open up the universe even more. I thought that was pretty interesting to think about.
I liked Signs.
Yeah.
I did too. I think I saw it like 7 times in the theater.
Whoa.
Really?
You really like Signs.
I really liked it, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a crush on Mel Gibson.
Oh, yeah. Swing away. I have never seen Split, and it's been absolutely forever for seeing Unbreakable, so I think that's what I'm going to do this weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend's
I think
over.
I'm going to watch Unbreakable tonight and Split tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, it kind of sucks that I mean, obviously the twist at the very end of Split is kind of given away, because it was really cool to be able to sit there, and then by the end you're like, what? No way. Like that, I'll always remember that feeling of like panning over to Bruce Willis, and then it comes up and you're like, oh, it's actually him. It's I can't remember his character's name, but
yeah,
he has like the name tag on him, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, I did
really
the same
rad.
thing. I was watching with my wife, and I did like the slow kind of like head turn with like my eyes wide, and she's like, "What?"
My girlfriend did the exact same thing. I've only talked to her about Unbreakable. She's never seen it, so I did the slow head turn. Can you believe what we're seeing? And she's like, Bruce Willis, cool.
Yeah, my wife just looks at me. She's like, "What?" Like, yeah, it's Bruce Willis, just like your girlfriend said. I'm like, yeah, but he was in Unbreakable, and she's like, Okay.
Yeah,
Like, right, you fell
exactly.
asleep for that one too, so never mind.
Yeah, no, the Glass trailer looked really cool. I'll probably definitely excited to go see that one.
Yeah.
You'll like Split a lot too, I think, Matt. I think you're gonna really like it a lot. It was awesome.
Matt, what was your trailer?
For me, would have to be Star Trek Discovery Season 2 trailer.
Yep.
I'm a huge Trek fan. Absolutely love the Trek, entire Trek franchise. I mean, I play Star Trek Online. Okay, and so that's
Oh, you do?
kind of
I
show.
didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, I play STO, so that kind of shows how big of a Trek fan I am. Even though, and getting to see like the Enterprise, I was so excited at the end of season 1 when the Enterprise goes nose to nose with Discovery, and now you get to see even more of the Enterprise. Now you get to actually see Captain Pike, and we're gonna finally get to see Spock as well. It just, I think this one's gonna even be better than the first season. Yeah, sure, this is a very actiony Trek, which is a kind of a departure from the sci-fi exploration, that whole thing of classic Trek, but I think it's done fairly well.
Banging aliens.
Yeah, banging aliens, yeah. Kirk and Riker, they're cut from the same cloth.
Listen, the original Space Pimp Daddies.
Hey, if you had the chance to sleep with an Orion slave girl, you would take it.
Yes. I'm not hesitating.
Green skin, green skin, red hair.
Yes.
Don't deny it. I'm talking about Steve. I know you would, Josh.
Oh. Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Bang out with any alien, I don't care.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's the whole thing was actually really got me excited about it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it too, because Star Trek Discovery is like my first Star Trek series, so it's.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only Star Trek before I saw the 2009 movie, and that's it. So this is like my first TV, and I really don't want to go back to the earlier shows. I'm fine with just like I'm fine. I like the action-y. Like I heard like I have like a lot of Star Trek friends, and they always like they don't like this show, and
really
after seeing this, and like I also before watching this, I was watching the Orville too, so I was getting into that kind of Star Trek mind, and I was like, why not? I'll watch it, and like I binged through the whole thing like in a couple days. It was really good. It was like a really good series.
We don't have a long enough episode for me to go into everything, but the Orville is like classic Trek.
Yeah.
Where
so
it's sci-fi exploration adventure. Discovery is like the JJ Trek series in that it's action, but it takes place in the prime timeline. So with Kirk, Picard, and all that. Like it's not that whole time travel thing that happened with the 2009 Trek. Those are two separate events. So, but this, Discovery is kind of expanding on the backstory that took place between Enterprise with Archer and before Kirk took command of the Enterprise.
Okay.
So it was dealing with like the Klingon Federation War and everything.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of glad that they're doing it in this time, because it's really a section of the timeline that's never really been explored. It's kind of been talked about, and you hear bits and pieces during episodes and everything, but it's like you don't know a whole lot about it. So, which is it's really cool.
Yeah, it was because like
stop before I fanboy too hard.
Yeah, because watching it, like they have like a different like way of traveling, because they use that creature to, as well as later on to use that character to travel through space, was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's something
weird.
that's whole. I think that, and I could be wrong, I think it was mentioned being able to do that type of travel in later series, but really this Discovery is really the only one that's actually used this. Like they'll have normal warp speed, and then there'll be I don't even remember what it's called. But yeah, like this is the series. This is the only form of travel that they use in this series. Like it's not done really in any other series aside from time travel. That's like a staple in Star Trek. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I didn't really want to watch the trailer myself because I didn't finish season 1, but I did. I turned it on. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. Looks awesome.
Oh, you kind of I wish I had known. I wouldn't have gone so much because
No, it's okay. It's all good.
Because at the end of the first season, when they intercept a distress signal, and you just see on one of the panels, you see the registration number start appearing of the ship that they're approaching, and it's NCC, and then you just see a 1, and then it cuts away. And so my wife and I are sitting on the couch. I'm like, it's the Enterprise. Oh my god, it's the Enterprise. And then you see them go nose to nose. I was so excited. In fact, I even have that screenshot as my wallpaper on my computer at work.
Oh, cool.
Did you tear up?
Not quite. No.
Almost. Okay.
Yeah.
No judgment.
No.
But yeah, looking forward to that. I was kind of disappointed also that we didn't see an Orville trailer.
Yeah, that would have been cool because I know they've been casting a lot of like new roles for that season, so I'm kind of because I think it's coming this fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be.
Yeah, it should be a trailer at some point. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, one of the I forget who it was. I saw it on the Orville subreddit. I don't know if he was one of the actors or whatever, but he was walking around with an Orville bag on, and if he saw you in costume, an Orville costume, you would get a special limited edition item, and you'd get to take pictures with some of the props from the actual show. So there was actually somebody from the Orville production that was actually walking around Comic-Con looking out for for people. I've seen lots of pictures from the production side, like especially those shuttles and everything.
Yeah.
I've seen there's like, oh, these shuttles are at the university now. And I think that's one of the things I love about Orville is that they've gone back to practical sets and effects and everything. It's not so much green screen. So.
Right.
I know. I love it. I'm a big fan of the practical, like actual visual effects, makeup, sets, whatever.
It's Seth MacFarlane makes Star Trek.
He does.
Is exactly what it is because that's what he wanted to do. So, but
and we all thank him for it.
Yes. Well, he was in an episode of Enterprise as well. So I watched the Titans trailer last night because I was watching through all these trailers, making notes and everything.
Yep.
And you guys were commenting on how like the DC universe is always dark and gritty. I'm like, great, more dark and gritty with Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems kind of interesting, but I'm kind of tired of the constant dark and gritty stuff.
But guys, DC has always been rooted in like the darker, a little more violent, a little more geared towards the adult reader, viewer. It's not news. So when people are like constantly crapping on that style, it's not Marvel enough. Well, that's because Marvel's got their own style, their own theme. DC's got theirs. Let them be separate. Let them be two completely different entities. Quit trying to put them in the same thing. It drives me crazy.
I absolutely agree with you. I think DC doing their own thing and sticking to their guns is good. However, they're approaching dark and gritty the exact same way over and over again. Whereas Marvel, they've had like, there's a certain feel to some of their properties. Like Guardians feels totally different to Iron Man or Ant-Man, but you can tell that they all belong to the same universe by the style. The way like Titans is approaching dark and gritty doesn't really seem all that different to Batman v Superman or something. That
was my thought.
Like there's just nothing that makes it feel like Titans is its own property, but being in its own or being in the DC universe, kind of like Shazam. You can tell that is in the DC universe based on
there's a lot of things in the background.
Exactly. Like he was wearing like a Superman t-shirt at one point. They have like the bat symbol and stuff like that. So you can tell that it's all intertwined into one universe. But I don't know. The Titans trailer, while dark and gritty, sure. It just didn't seem like there was a lot of production value in it as well.
He's Dick Grayson. He's supposed to be dark. Look who basically raised him.
Yeah, but
good point.
Yeah, but he was always
it's Batman.
He was always that like pipsqueak sidekick. It was never until they got into like Jason Todd and Damian that the Robin became like a dark character.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. I thought it looked like it might be kind of fun. I don't know what the production value is going to be like because it is like a I guess it's an in-house developed program for their new online streaming service that they've got coming out.
Right.
Yep.
I'm still really looking forward to seeing it. It's kind of neat to see Robin get the spotlight for a change. And we're going to see how that plays out. He's going to, and it is definitely more geared toward the more mature audience, because someone says, "Where's Batman?" And he's like, "F Batman." I'm like, "Whoa, dude, that's not very cool. That's not nice.
Not at all.
That's your dad."
Yeah.
You shouldn't say like that about your dad, but yeah, I'm okay with the dark and grittiness. I'm fine with it completely, especially if it's Robin. Robin is not. I mean, the Batman universe is not happy. Superman's universe is a little more happy. Even I would say Aquaman is a little bit more on the brighter side of the
Batman
scale.
Universe is kind of happy.
I personally like
Yeah.
this Titan show has been like in development forever, because it used to be was scheduled to be a TNT show, and hearing about like how like, because when the news came out this was going to be like DC is going to produce it, it was like is this going to be part of the CW or no? And it's definitely not, because and it's interesting just to see this original content, because like I heard a little about how they're scheduling the original content, because they just don't have Titans. They have a Swamp Thing show. They have a Stargirl show coming. There was another show I just can't remember. And the way that they're scheduling it, like the 1 week you'll have like 10 episodes of Titan, then another week for I don't know how long, but that's how they're scheduling it.
Interesting.
It's interesting. It's definitely unique. And I heard a little about the app. I think, like, comparison wise, I heard a lot of comparison to Hulu. The search function, it's like it's a very good app altogether. It just goes together, and I'm excited because like I watch a lot of comic book shows. I don't even want to say how many I watch. It's too many. I watch all the CW shows, all the DC ones anyway, and it's just another show to sink my teeth into. I like it. Like dark gritty. I don't mind. Just a way to get more like Batman stories, because as TV wise, there's like no Batman. Batman's not even really mentioned in the CW shows. I think the only reference you get is like Bruce Wayne was mentioned by Oliver Queen, and that's it. So
that's why you have Gotham.
So are you excited?
Oh yeah,
for
and
Batwoman?
Gotham. And yeah, Gotham's good. What was that, Josh?
Are you excited for the new Batgirl show?
Oh, the Batwoman show. Yeah.
Is it Batwoman?
It's Batwoman.
Yeah,
Batgirl and Batwoman are two different characters. So
right. So are you pumped for that? Because she's making her debut apparently in a 4 or 5 episode arc between all of those, and she's going to be in there, and then they're gonna spin it off.
Yeah. It's not really a 4 episode. They used to do like last year. They did a 4 episode. This time it's only being crossed over with Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. So like the other show would be Legends of Tomorrow. And there's also Black Lightning, which is not in the universe, but it kind of is. Who knows?
I thought it was, because they showed him in like the recent trailer.
I don't know. I just heard that like it takes place on another Earth, like Supergirl, but they haven't met up obviously. But yeah, this is me. I know. I really don't know what to think. Again, a show that, Gotham, another Gotham show. It'll be cool. I don't know really what to think of this character. I've only seen her in one animated movie, and that's about it. So I know she's she's a lesbian, and she's like a very powerful character, like because she takes pride of in her sexuality. So it's just interesting. I just wanted to know more about this character before I'm a fan. I'm probably gonna get into it because I watch all the CW shows, but looks cool.
Is that canon, like in the comic book she's like that, or is that just based on what you're reading how they're planning to portray this character in the show?
I think it's canon.
Yeah, it's canon in the comics. I don't read a lot of comics, but that's what I've heard of from articles and whatnot. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think another well, something that's not really getting talked a whole lot about coming out of this streaming service is that they're doing Batman Hush as an animated movie.
Yeah,
I'm really stoked.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a really great storyline for Batman.
yeah, they announced a lot of like DC movies. I think there's a new Wonder Woman animated movie coming out as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, they announced all like Comic-Con overall. It's been like DC's time to shine because like Marvel and Disney in general are not there because they have their own thing to worry about and like
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for them to
Yep.
to roll out a whole lot of content. Wasn't sold on
No.
Aquaman though. Just throwing it out
Oh,
there.
come on, man.
No,
You're
what with the Aquaman trailer didn't you like?
I'm just kind of getting worn down with superhero movies that are all just CG. That's just CG background, CG characters, CG this, CG that. Like, I was watching there's the one part where I have limited knowledge of Aquaman, so bear with me here, but it's like an oncoming war, and there's like two factions going up against each other. There could have been maybe one real person there, maybe not even one. To me, it looked like it was just all CG, and I think especially coming off of Justice League CG didn't look that great to me. I walked out of there being pretty overall unimpressed by it. So I'm just getting a little...
Well, let's not talk about that
mustache.
there, Steve.
I was just gonna say.
little mustache. Steppenwolf it looked like shit. I'm sorry to say it, but he was just an awful looking character. And yeah, I'm just kind of worn down by it just being CG left, right, and center.
Let me just say something real quick on that. It's really hard to act in water right now.
No,
So
absolutely. And I totally understand that.
they had to do
But then you
something.
look at what Marvel did with Thanos, for instance. That was probably some of the best CG I've seen in a movie this year. And then you watch the Aquaman trailer, and it just, I don't know, just a little off-putting.
Yeah, but then put Thanos underwater and make it look like he's actually underwater. It's not going to look the same. It's going to have a different feel to it.
I suppose. I mean, I've just never been an Aquaman fan.
I liked
and
what
just
they did.
based on the trailer, based on some of the CG I saw, I'm just not really that sold on why I should care about Aquaman.
Let's be fair here. Nobody's really an Aquaman.
No, we're
Well,
all.
I'm seeing a
we're
lot
all
of people online pretending they are.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people that are definitely pretending. No, you weren't a big fan of the dude who talked to fish back in the olden days. You know, with the pretty, you know, short blonde hair and the orange shirt and green fish pants. Like, come on, give me a break. People they're gonna start to take notice of Aquaman now, because Momoa is. I mean, I don't know any dude who doesn't have at least a little bit of a man crush on that dude, because he's
Momoa's the
badass.
dude. Like, throughout the whole trailer, he's basically the only good part. I'll be honest, at least in my opinion.
Excuse me, Amber Heard. Hello,
Her dialogue just
buddy.
seemed phoned in. I don't know.
Your dialogue seems phoned in.
I don't know. I'm glad you guys seem really stoked on it. I'll still go see
I'm
it.
indifferent.
You're indifferent, yeah.
I'm all for it because like
Cool.
just from the way it looks, like this is probably like the most ambitious DC movie yet. Because like what I heard some interviews from the director, James Wan.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying this is like making an animated movie.
Sure.
Yeah. And like it looks really good because I'm not gonna say I'm a big Aquaman fan. Like Aquaman's the biggest joke in superheroes. He's like he talks to fishes, and we've all been introduced to him like maybe through the Super Friends. Like that's when it was like, look guys,
Maybe it was Robot Chicken.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. He's just the biggest joke, and like Jason Momoa, like like ever since like the Justice League trailers, I was like, this guy's the dude. I want him to be Aquaman and take that idea of Aquaman out of our minds and just be like, Jason Momoa, Aquaman is the Aquaman of our generation. And I'm all for it. Like, it looks cool. Like, I know a little bit about the story of Aquaman because there was like an animated movie that they did after Justice League War, and it was pretty good. Went into the origins. Like Aquaman is basically like Superman, but in the water. He's like not as powerful, but he has like super strength. He can talk to fishes, and
Key.
it's the key point.
Yeah.
Because remember those at the where all the aquarium and he was all Crom's like, don't mess with me. I can talk to fishes.
Yeah, but when he brought all the fish to that fishing town in Justice League, isn't that like basically sacrificing his people to humans?
Cannon fodder.
Yeah, I don't know, it's kind of funny. Yeah.
Wait,
all of you follow me? I want to take you on a field trip, and then next thing they know, they're being deep fried with some chips.
Does he even eat fish? Does Aquaman even eat fish? Is that like eating? Like, is that cannibalism at that point?
Would that be like part cannibalism? I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, the movie looks good.
Let's get high and talk about that sometime.
Anyway, I'm excited. December.
I will
too,
say
man.
though, like I'm a
on your
huge
side.
James Wan fan, so him directing it and based on what he wanted the initial concept to be, it sounded really good. I'm just hoping that while more trailers come out, it'll sell me a little more. So I want to really enjoy this movie because I like Momoa's take on the character based on Justice League.
We'll see about that.
So there was also that Godzilla trailer, King of Monsters. So I watched this one, like, I was kind of a little confused. Based on this trailer, like, is it supposed to be that the monsters are there to wipe out all of humanity and restore balance, or like how? Because I've always thought, wasn't Godzilla created due to like nuclear blast and everything, whereas this Godzilla is a sleeping titan?
Kind of both. In the first one, it was due to like research and nuclear testing, that sort of thing. And along the way, you find out that Godzilla is actually on humanity's side, and he goes back into sleeping because he's always been like a neutral kind of character. Where he won't screw with you if you don't screw with him, kind of thing. So I think that's what they're basically setting up for this one, because you have Mothra show up, who's typically like a good monster, if you will, like as we're just to say that. But then you have friendly little monster. But then you have King Ghidorah, which is the 3-headed dragon that you see in like the silhouette of.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the one that typically wants to just wipe out humanity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because this looked pretty. That trailer looked pretty exciting.
Yeah.
That looked really interesting.
I think it was really well done.
I still think the Matthew Broderick Godzilla is the pinnacle of Godzilla movies.
Yeah. For its time, maybe.
Josh and Dennis, what did you guys think of the Godzilla one?
I thought it looked awesome. I'm a big fan of those movies. It's been a long time since I've seen any of the Japanese films, but I used to watch them as a kid. The last Godzilla movie I thought was great. This is all, I believe, going to lead up to the next movie, which is going to be Kong versus Godzilla, which is going to be super awesome, I think. Especially after seeing Skull Island, man, like that movie was killer. So I want to see that Kong, and I want to see this Godzilla, and I can't wait to see them duke it out on screen. That's going to be sweet.
Nice. Dennis, any thoughts?
Not really.
Well, you haven't seen any of them, right?
I haven't seen anything, so I really haven't watched the trailer. But it's cool.
The thing that really impressed me about this trailer was in the marketing of the first Godzilla, and then even in the movie itself, you barely see any of the monsters, especially Godzilla, until the very end. In this trailer, they're like, no, we're going to give you all the monsters. We're going to give you all the Godzilla, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man, for sure. My kid, actually, just real quick, she came in when I was watching Skull Island, and she's like, what is this, Dad? I said, this is King Kong Skull Island. I don't know if you'll like this movie. She's like, and she got right into it. She's like, this is really cool. So I was like, all right. So I said, there's another movie about another big monster. It's called Godzilla. And she's like, let's watch that. So we put it on, and about half an hour later, she's like, Dad, this is kind of boring. I'm like, why? She goes, because there's no Godzilla. I'm like, well, he's there. She's like, well, we haven't seen him, and he's not really doing anything. Can we watch Skull Island again? Like, she wants to see the monster, and like what Steve was saying, where they showed the monsters in the trailer right from the get-go. I think maybe that's kind of where a lot more people, maybe, of a younger generation, kind of want it to be, and it might help with the marketing. It might help with ticket sales too.
Well, not only that, but
so
in the first Godzilla, it was always a tease, right? They would show like a little bit of Godzilla's tail in his back or something. Like you never saw the full scale of the creature until the very end. And then they went ham. You can't really do that again and be like, well, we're not going to show you Godzilla, because I'm willing to bet that people would be angry about that. So I think this time they're just going to go all in and show everyone right off the bat and just have them duke it out.
My daughter right away, she's like, can we go see that when it comes out? I'm like, yeah, we'll probably go see that.
Nice. We also got a trailer for the 9th season of The Walking Dead. A series that seems to never want to end.
Stop.
They won't.
No, I'm curious what they're going to do once Andrew Lincoln and what's her name are gone. Curious what they're going to do with that. But
I think it's going to become Daryl's show next.
I think so. I think you're right.
But I don't know. They're going to have to do something with his character, like a major dramatic overhaul with his character, because he is very much like the lone wolf, sort of like he doesn't talk much. It's more his actions, right? That he deal, like how he interacts with people just through action as opposed to words. And I think they need to do something to drive him forward if they're going to make this his show going forward, because I always thought that when the time came, it was going to become Carl's show. And I know that a lot of people don't like that idea, but I mean, that's how I always felt it was going to be.
That's how Kirkman thought it was
but now, but now that that's not happening, and then, and then when they killed him off, spoiler alert, my bad.
I already knew.
Whatever.
I feel like he was going to, then the next person, if Rick was going to go away, it was going to be Maggie that took the reins of the show. And because she's probably the next best leader in that team, but she's going to do a new TV series of her own, so she's out.
You know what it could be?
So it's kind of sad.
It could be that because, okay, seriously, Daryl and Carol need to hook up already and just get it over with.
Yeah,
like,
come
on,
no.
Just bang and move on.
No,
but I think it's going to be Carol's. If they were going to do that, where Daryl's got to have something to drive him forward, could be Carol. Yeah, either Carol's going to push him, or Carol's going to meet her end, and that's going to that'll push them forward.
See, your idea of having them hook up is complete. You see their relationship in a far different manner than I see it. I see it more like a nurturing motherly relationship, and you see it as a will they or won't.
That's how I see it too.
I think that's interesting. I never saw it like that. And when you say it, like, I'm just like, pass.
I mean, the character of Carol, I really liked like that character, especially when you see how she was in the first season with her abusive husband and everything, and how she's gone from this very timid, abused housewife to this absolutely ridiculous badass commando type of character. And what was the line? Look at the flowers. Like that scene, I was like, holy shit. It's like this is not the kind of person you want to be messing with, because of how calm and deadpan she was. I'm like, she's serious.
And then she helps rescue everyone from Terminus.
Yeah, like that whole thing. Like, I honestly kind of like the character of Carol, but overall
I do too. I think she's great.
Yeah, overall the series show. The one thing I noticed is that there was a helicopter in the trailer, which means that there's
been a helicopter for a while.
Civilization has there?
Yeah, it's been popping up like here and there.
Yeah.
So why don't they try and seek this out? Which means that there's an even bigger community and and everything out there.
There is
like.
So it could be that
it's the Whisperers.
I don't think so.
They're in the
trailer.
Yeah.
But they kind of set something along the lines of like the helicopter up with a couple new people that show up near the end of the 8th season. Don't know if it's
Okay.
connected at all, but that could be the way of connecting it. It could also be the way Rick leaves. He's like, oh, I'm on this helicopter. See ya.
It could be, yeah. I like the
And then it
Yeah.
crashes.
yeah. I like the fan theory that it's just this one small section of Georgia which has gone to crap, and everything else is just perfectly fine. And like, you know what? We're just gonna ignore Georgia,
Yeah.
and
Not let them know.
do their
Yeah.
own thing, and everything else has just moved on, and civilization.
That's
has
so
returned.
good.
Like Detroit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, except we don't have OCP coming in.
Touching on what you were talking about,
Oh,
Josh,
man,
the whisperers at the very end of the trailer,
Mhm.
that chilled me to the bone. They did that really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if
I'm excited
either of
for it.
you
I don't care
guys
what you
caught
guys
it,
say.
Dennis or Matt.
No, I was still shocked that
Or
the
the-
garbage pail kid was still there.
I'm already caught. I've been watching it for a while, so I'm already caught up. The only thing I'm behind on is on Fear the Walking Dead. That's it. Which
Nice.
anyway, I heard about at Comic-Con they're thinking of doing another spin-off.
Why? Of who?
Yeah.
Of another character or
I don't
new
know.
character?
I don't know. I just heard they're thinking of doing another spin-off. I don't know.
Milking this
If they do one, you know what they
What?
need to do is they need to go back to the Telltale series and bring
Yes.
in Clem
Absolutely.
and Lee and those people. I want that on screen.
Oh yeah, just a live action of the video game.
Yeah. You know what? And I don't think I don't know anybody who
No,
would.
I
I'd be
would
up
on
for it.
that. Yeah. I'd watch that before ever considering going back to Fear of the Walking Dead.
If they actually did that, then they just have to end the main one because that one's going to be way better.
Mhm.
Well, it would be way better anyway.
What the hell kind of name is Soap, eh? How'd a muppet like you pass selection?
I think the final thing we could talk about before we go into video game releases is what happened with James Gunn. And he was fired as director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yep.
It's garbage.
Yeah, I found an Imager post and it had all the tweets that people
Right.
were referring to, and yeah, some of them are kind of really sketchy and just
They're racy.
yeah, and the
just-
comments that he was making.
They're just not funny
like-
jokes. That's the thing. But they're jokes.
Yeah.
That's it.
yeah,
You know what? Sure, it might be quote unquote poor taste. Gives a shit. If it's meant in jest. Like, honestly, you shouldn't be getting fired from your job for something you said 6+ years ago.
wasn't it over 10 years?
It was
started-
2009.
The first
years.
one was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's almost 10 years ago that these happened.
I-
Didn't he kind of atone for them as well?
Yeah,
in
he apologized.
2011.
Load.
Yeah.
He
'Cause
apologized.
I would like to think that Disney, before hiring them, knew
Yeah.
about this already. Because I think I've read an article that they knew, and just because like he's getting attention, they just fire him. Just because it's being brought up again because of that. I don't even remember the guy, but it was this like really left or right wing guy.
Yeah, so for context, a person, I don't know of what kind of stature or role he has, but he's a person of the far right conservative leaning party. He put up a live Periscope stream where he went through and started pretty much outing James Gunn on all these tweets going back as far as 2009. He made a point to never read them out himself because he's like, oh, well, in the future, someone's going to clip this audio out and say, I said it, blah, blah, blah. He was really trying to cover his ass while basically just trying to get this guy, James Gunn, fired for his political views because he's been a provocator of, anti-Trump, that sort of thing. So this was his way of getting back at him. So to go as far back as 2009, scrub through his tweets on something that he's already apologized for, that's a really low blow.
Yeah.
It is.
You have to have a real axe to grind to do that. I think it's just a cop out. It's horse shit. And I don't I actually stopped following James Gunn not long ago because his tweets were getting to be too politically driven, and it was driving me a little crazy. I don't know, so that's why I stopped following him. I just don't. You know what? I want my video game news. I want my movie news and all that other fun stuff. I don't need the political crap clogging up my Twitter feed all the time. So that's why I stopped following.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Like, to get fired or something from so long ago, and it is just ridiculous. And it kind of brings up, like, it kind of reminds me of like the whole Hustler thing where they had that joke with Jerry Falwell, right?
I'm not familiar.
Or
I don't know that.
So back in the day, they made like a joke at Jerry Falwell, who was a TV evangelist, and they basically implied that he slept with his mother, and it turned into this like massive like lawsuit, a defamation suit, and Larry Flint, he was obviously the target, and he was fighting back against it as a this is a freedom of speech thing. Yeah, it's said in humor. It's not meant to it's meant to offend, yes, but it's not meant as being factual. It's right. Satire, and it's part of like freedom of speech. And he actually won that suit, and he didn't have to pay anything out. So I don't know. It feels like some of the stuff that, you know, we're kind of back to that sort of same crap again, where humor can be, even though it may be deemed offensive by some, you can, you know, get into a lot of trouble for it now.
I think
it's kind of
also doesn't help that we're coming off the heels of the whole Roxanne debacle. Roseanne, sorry. But no, it's not the same. But a lot of people are using that as a main point, saying, well, you have to be careful about what you tweet out, this and that. However, James Gunn never actually made these jokes in lieu of someone. Like, you never directed them towards a single person or a single race, what have you, anything like Roseanne did. So I think it's totally different. And the thing is that, it's humor. I didn't think it was that funny. A lot of those jokes were just in poor taste, but at the same time, they're jokes. Disney has Sarah Silverman in Wreck-It Ralph 2. She goes out on stage, makes terrible jokes. Like, I'm talking like offensive jokes. But
I like
so do I. Jokes. I mean, as long as they're good jokes, I think I'll laugh. I'm not. I think that's part of comedy. I often think back at the South Park way of doing comedy. It's either an all or nothing. You're either allowed to make fun of everyone and everything, or what's the point? Or nothing. Like, you can't say, well, this is funny, but that's not. As long as it's funny, I think that's really what comedy is all about, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And who are the police that actually enforce that, right?
Well, I guess it's whoever has a Twitter account nowadays.
I find to be funny, well, apparently so, and that's garbage. Disney needs to take their heads out of their ass, because it's crap. Even Bautista the other day, he's like, I'm not gonna say. He's like, I'll have more to say about this soon, but he's like, this is garbage. I think they're making a major mistake. It's stupid.
He came out in support. Patton Oswalt also came out in support, which was really nice. This morning I saw that Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother, put up a long Instagram post about it, saying how he's noted, like, you have to imagine, like, this is his own brother, and he says, like, I've seen the way that he has evolved since working with Disney. He's not the same person. The way his morals are, the way he acts, and the way he makes jokes and all this, like, he's not the same person.
Of course not.
I really do like that a lot of people are coming to his defense, but I also see the negative reaction of all this, and I think it's a lot of it's just overhyped. Like, people are looking for
it's a knee-jerk reaction.
People are looking for a reason to be offended by these. I think it's silly.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to our final segment of the show.
Yay! Let's go.
Whee!
Is it really that time again? You've done a great deal in a small time span.
All right, so we're going to end on a lighter note. Dennis, take it away with your games of the week.
Yeah, the lighter note is video games. So these are the video game releases of the week from July 21st to the 27th. So first, we'll start with July 21st. Speaking of Star Trek, Star Trek Bridge Crew, the Next Generation DLC is coming to PC, HTC Vive, and Oculus. So I think this DLC came out in May for the PSVR, so it's making its way to PC now. So after that, for July 24th, the Banner Saga 3 is coming to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. After that, Mega Man X Legacy Collection 1 and 2 are coming to PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Next is No Man's Sky. Yeah. No Man's Sky next is coming to Xbox One, so you guys can have our exclusive now, so there.
Goody.
After that, Earhart is coming to PC and PS4. After that, Train Slim World is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. After that, The Persistence is coming to PSVR. After that, Aces of Luftwaffe Squadron is coming to Xbox One.
Interesting. What does that look like? I haven't looked at that yet. Have you had a chance to take a peek at that?
Yeah, I looked at a little of it. I think I remember this game coming to PS Vita. I remember hearing about it, but I really haven't played it.
Okay. I like a good flight sim from time to time, so.
Now on to July 25th. Wise Memories of Celsida is coming to PC. After that, The Radiant One is coming to PC, Xbox One, and iOS. On to July 26th, Sleep Tight is coming to Nintendo Switch and PC. And finally, for July 27th, Go Vacation is coming to Nintendo Switch, and Hello Neighbor is coming to PS4, Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. And that's it for the video game releases of the week.
Thanks, Dennis.
Cool.
Yeah, it was...
Just wanted to point out
Dennis.
that Aces of the Luftwaffe is actually also coming. I don't know if you mentioned it or not. If you did, I'll cut this out. It's coming to Switch and PS4 as well as Xbox One.
Okay.
And it's one of those vertical arcadey games like 1942 or
nice.
Aero Fighter, stuff like that. So that's what it looks like.
Thanks for the info. Cool.
Yeah. Thanks, Dennis.
Right
No
on.
problem.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Well, I would say that about wraps it up for this episode of the Canadian Geekcast. Guys, if people wanted to connect with you online, where could they do so? Josh?
You can find me at pixelserial.com or at my Twitter account, which is where I am most of the time, and that's at Xbox Canada.
Very nice. Dennis?
You can find me mostly on Twitter, at Hunter/13. I'll probably just be talking about wrestling because I'm in a very important wrestling season, so I'll be retweeting a lot of GIFs.
Nice. And Steve?
You can find me on Twitter at svegvari.
And I can be found on Twitter at ReggieFizaMeme. You can also find us as a group on our group Twitter at Canadian Geek CST. We also have our website, which is canadiangeekcst.wixsite.com/home, where you can find our short little bios as well as links to every episode that we've released so far and our contact info. So be sure to tune into our next episode, episode 18. I won't actually be on that one. I'm going to be visiting my mother-in-law, but we do have, we will have a special guest host on that one, which Dennis has gracefully lined up for us.
Yeah.
Dennis, should we keep this a surprise, or should we should we say something?
Let's keep it a
Secret it
surprise
out.
for now.
We'll keep it a surprise. All right, yeah. So be sure to tune into episode 18, which will be next week for our special guest host.
Yep.
And that'll be on the next episode of the Canadian Geekcast.
Pineapple pizza.
So good.
Whee!
I missed that.